This person surely did fumble you, but don't look back. It's for your better good. See, they couldn't see your goodness. They try to make you out to be a bad person. They didn't think you were better than other options out there. And this can be for a man or a woman, however it resonates with you. It's not gender specific. You were fumbled by somebody that should have gave you love, should have gave you a sense of comfort. This person knew you liked them or were crushing on them at a point in time. They knew it, but they chose to, instead of them giving you what you needed, they decided to slap you in the face by going for other options because they didn't think in their eyes at that time that you were good enough. But this is how it worked out in your favor. It worked out in your favor because that person wasn't good enough for you. This is what God wanted you to see after all these years of that rejection, that pain, that humiliation you felt by somebody that you would have gave your heart to. They rejected you because they just wasn't the one. And God knew you had a good heart and you wasn't going to see that at the time that person fumbled you. But they fumbled you hard because now the people that they chose over you, all of them ain't doing nothing with themselves. They all broke, busted, and miserable. They're miserable, these people. They ain't went nowhere in life. They're not successful. Matter of fact, you're more successful and more better off than all those people that they chose over you, that they thought was better than you, that they gossiped about you about too, that they laughed and mocked with others about you too. They all not doing nothing. They all are living a wretched, ratchet life. What this person thought for you and thought about you is the very people they connected with. That's what they did. They connected with people that didn't have their best interests at heart. And now that they see your glow up and where you are today, it was meant for them to fumble you. Oh, I'm saying it was meant for them to fumble you. Because where you were going, where you were headed, was going to be far greater than where that person could have took you. See, that person was worldly. They lived for the world. They thought worldly things was going to be the best thing for them. They thought living any type of way and then keeping you on the shelf and they come back into you later was going to be the best thing for them. But it wasn't the best thing. What was the best thing was them fumbling you, them rejecting you. Because now you see this person for who they really were. Now that they fumbled you. That they really wasn't good enough for you. You were too good for them. And they try to make it seem like they were too good for you. They had everybody around them believing that you were beneath them. That you wasn't good enough for them. But in reality, they weren't good enough for you. And maybe this person already knew that. But because they were so insecure and they didn't want to show you that they were insecure, they made it seem like you was the problem. You was the one with the low self-esteem. You the one that was ugly compared to them. You the one that deserved them. When really they should have been measuring up to try to deserve you. But they didn't measure up. So they were projecting their insecurities on you. And others ran with that lie, what this person said about you. Like you was the nobody one. Like you was the ugly one. Like you was the one that was supposed to have been rejected. But now that them tables have turned, because years then passed by, years and years later, they did you a favor. Everybody that rejected you, or this person, if you had people that you was going to give your love and heart to in a love relationship, they regret it now. Their rejection of you caused your elevation somewhere. And now you looking better, you smiling better, you on your next phase in life. You on a new level, new devils. You meeting new devils. Ones that look better than them, but they still devils on their inside. Because that outside appearance really don't mean nothing. It's what's in the inside of that spirit. You meeting new people. You're not worried about a relationship no more because you are operating on your higher self. You're basically got this angelic divine energy that people cannot duplicate, people cannot ignore. That's where you are right now. So you're not looking for anything right now. No, you grew up, you matured. You saying if people not meeting you at your level, then they don't need to be around you. And a lot of people that you pass up, a lot of people that you run across, they're just not on your level. They think they can treat you any type of way and that you're going to stand around and sit there. No, how they get you is how fast enough they lose you by what they do and how they treat you. See, they thought treating you any type of way was their benefit. They thought you was going to always be around forever, that you were never going to glow up, that you was never going to boss up, that you was never going to do anything, that you wasn't even going to become successful. But now you're successful. These people are, this person is now getting an awakening, a rude awakening, that they just not on your level. But they try to make it seem like you wasn't on theirs. But you always was. You just wasn't ugly in the spirit like they were. See, you didn't have to go for popularity like they did. They sold their soul for popularity. Yeah. They went so low to sell their soul for popularity and to be accepted by everyone. That's what this person did. And God looked down and said, that person not going to be fit for my child in the near future. Because they already sold their soul to the forces of evil just to fit in with a crowd or people or to become popular amongst a lot of people. They sold their soul by being evil, by selling you out, by doing witchcraft spells over your name. Yeah, you was dealing with a warlock. You was dealing with a witch. That's what you were doing. They were putting your name in dirt somewhere and chanting over it, conjuring up spells over your life. But now that ain't even worked because God had a hedge of protection around you. So you ain't understand what they were doing. You didn't know why the rejection, it hurt, that rejection. But God was seeing what these people were doing behind closed doors. And now your success haunts them every day because they wanted you to be the haunted one when they was conjuring up spells over your name. Spells that they wasn't supposed to be doing because they thought they were better than you. Oh, these people were evil. They were very evil how they did it. This person was evil. They thought they were so much better than you, but yet they had a wicked, evil heart because they thought they were so much better than you. Now they're being haunted. Everybody they had come up against you or speak negative on your name about, they're all being haunted by your success. They can't stand that it's them that's haunted and not you. Your success is your elevation. See, they didn't know they was running across a child of God for real. You were angelic. These people were wicked. They were rotten to the core. They were evil, this person. This is why you didn't fit with them in a relationship or even a friendship for that matter. You didn't fit around because they didn't treat you right. They wasn't treating you right. They was doing stuff behind your back, little did you know. And they was plotting to set you up, set up your life, and do things they wasn't supposed to do. And God saw their ugly hearts. He saw their ugliness. And he hid your value. Matter of fact, he told you to move away. Go somewhere else and make something great of yourself. And then look back and see where these people are. By the time God get finished with writing your story of your life. And you look back, and these people ain't nowhere to be found. Matter of fact, where they are, they're in the same place you left them at. But they thought doing those spells was going to work. No. See, this is why you have to have spiritual discernment. These people were dumb. These people were dumb. They didn't know you were filled with the Holy Spirit. They didn't know that you were really a child of God, for real. That you're really angelic. And that anytime people do something against you, it's going to backfire on them every time. Because you got a protection around you. God got a divine protection around his chosen ones. And you are one of God's chosen ones. But these people, this person, thought you was anybody. because they used to doing this with other people. Every person they did it to, it worked on. But it didn't work on you. It wasn't supposed to work on you because you really are a child of God. You were God's royal one. You one of God's royal soldiers. You a soldier in the army of the Lord. That's who you were. So let this person be haunted by who you are and who you truly are, while they try to make you out to be a bad person in front of everybody. You didn't even got to give this person no more of your time and energy. And this ain't always got to be a past person. This can be a person you just met. Somebody that you was going to give your heart to, be a friend to, but yet they showed their ugly head towards you. And you saw it. Don't doubt. You saw it. Your instincts was right about this person. They showed you exactly what they wanted to show you, that they wasn't worthy of your time. Now your job is to move forward in faith and in peace and not worry about this person no more. But you better believe it's on their mind every day, and how they stoop so low to come for a person like you, and God still elevated you anyway. Past them. They wasn't supposed to fumble you so hard. But because they fumbled you, now you have better success than you would have had if you were to be with this person. So be happy for them fumbling you and not seeing your value at the time they were supposed to see it. Because now you better off without them. You are better off without them. And this person and whoever they wanted to make fun of you too, or talk about you in a negative way too, they all watching you. They all watching you glow up. And you're beautiful too. You're not ugly. Matter of fact, you're beautiful. If you weren't beautiful at that time, it's because God didn't want these people to see your looks right away. He wanted you to blossom. And now you're blossoming. You are blossoming. And these people can't do nothing about that. And that's the message I got for a royal one. They fumbled you. Hey, they fumbled. Their fumbling was your success. Bye-bye.